Hello everyone and welcome to Geoffrey's Pokemon Research. I'm back. I had a lot of people that sent me a message asking me if I quitted the Pokemon hobby or if I was just not doing my videos anymore. Very quickly, before we're going to talk about the main subject of today's video, I just decided for myself to quit making videos for some time because of two reasons. First of all, I think that I started to make videos a little bit too quickly. At that moment, I was so busy doing a lot of things that I just wanted to send videos out there and not always provided people with the quality and with the amount of content, the amount of good content that I actually wanted to deliver to my viewers and subscribers. So I think if you start to notice something like that, that you have to take a little step back, try to improve yourself, improve the quality of your content that you want to provide, and if you come back, just try to do it all better. That's what I will try to do from now on. I really want to make content that you cannot find on other channels. Of course, subjects in general will be a little bit overlapping with other Pokemon channels and with other investment channels, financial channels. I know that, but I will always try to do my own unique thing and provide you with information and insights that you will probably, hopefully, not find on other channels that deliver Pokemon content. Okay, in today's video, we are going to talk about a very important subject, and that's the current state of the Pokemon market. I talked to a lot of people during the last couple of weeks and months, and they all asked me a little bit the same question, and that is that the current state of the Pokemon market and the drop in prices that we've seen, is it something that is here to stay? Will the prices not retrace back to levels from during the COVID-19 pandemic? And like that, will collections just keep on declining in value, or is there still light at the end of the tunnel? That's the most important question that we are going to answer today in this video, so let's get started. Okay, so the main question of today's video is the current state of the Pokemon market. Is it something that we have to accept, and will prices not return back to the price point that they had during the COVID-19 pandemic? Before I'm going to answer this question, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. All the information that I'm giving you inside of my videos is just from my personal experience and is my personal opinion. So you do with it whatever you want. I just want to give you my personal opinion about it. Current state of the Pokemon market. That a retrace was going to happen. I think it's something that we all saw coming. For sure, the people that are inside of this hobby already for a longer term. The prices rose gigantically fast during that COVID-19 pandemic, and we not only saw this during or with the Pokemon hobby. I mean, I'm a collector of whiskey also. I'm someone that's investing in the stock market also already for a couple of years. So I think during or in all those markets, you saw that prices went up gigantically fast. Stocks are at an all-time high. Some whiskey bottles rose in price, tripled in a very short amount of time. The same happened to Pokemon. Some cards rose with, I mean, 10 times the amount of value that they had before the COVID-19 pandemic. It was really insane. So yeah, a lot of people entered the hobby during that 12 to 15 month period because they thought that they could make very fast a very big amount of money. And I think that's always something that a market, a hype market, because at that moment every market was hyped, not only Pokemon. I mean, every hobby, every market was hyped. In a hype market, you always have people that just want to enter, make a quick buck, and they go out again. And probably if they didn't went out fast enough, they will have lost money instead of made money. It's something that you see all the time happen, and you also saw it now with Pokemon. If you were one of the people that indeed entered the hobby during that 12 to 15 month period and you didn't get out soon enough, you didn't sell soon enough, then at this moment, yes, you are in red numbers and you have a problem. Because the chances are very big. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, so we have to wait it out. We have to see what the future brings. But the chances are very big that we will not see the prices from during that COVID-19 pandemic very soon again. I think that the market started to self-regulate itself, which is something that it always does, not only with Pokemon, also in these other markets. I think it's very normal behavior. Nothing that goes up in one time. It retraces, it goes back up a little bit, it retraces again. It's really complete normal behavior for every market that is existing out there. Does that have to be an issue? It has to be an issue if you just came inside the hobby to make a quick buck and you wanted to get out and you lost track of time and you just stayed too long. Then at this moment, it's for you, it's a very big problem. Collectors, really collectors or investors for the longer term that entered the hobby and that bought products during that 12 to 15 month period. I don't think that for those amount of people it has to be a gigantic problem. I think that in one way they also calculated that probably prices would again go down. They accepted that risk, and maybe along the way they made some profit with some cards that they had duplicates from. They reinvested maybe, or they kept the money aside, and now they will again invest in the market and expanding them collection or them investment. So I think for the biggest amount of people that are in this hobby for the longer term, I think that this retrace doesn't have to be a gigantic problem. And the opposite even, we are all talking about how bad it is that prices retrace and how big the losses for some products are and how much money people lost on certain products and sets. And we forget one very important thing that I have to address in this video, and that's that every retrace of a market also offers opportunity. If you look at the stock market has a lot of retraces, crashes, corrections along the way, and it always ends up going again higher and higher. Eventually, if you are in a market that can count on a big popularity, and I really think that the Pokemon market is also one of those, then I think that eventually you have to have faith and you have to understand and know that prices will go back to a higher point, and the losses that you are experiencing on today will probably not stay so big for the next coming years and in the future in general. If you accept that feeling, if you not only you will start to feel better, because at this moment I really have a lot of people, some people even came crying to me because they invested thousands of euros or dollars inside of that 12 to 15 month period, and at this moment they are deeply in red, and I mean very deeply in red, and they ask me what to do. At this moment there is not so much that you can do. The worst thing that you can do at this moment is panic selling, but I understand if you invested money that you cannot lose, or that you don't have time to actually wait until the investments that you made again raise in price, and I think that at this moment there is not a lot that you can do, and you have to suffer the losses and see it as a life lesson, see it as a lesson for the coming years. If you want to again in a certain moment invest in Pokemon or in a different collectible or in stocks or whatever you want to put your money in, just understand that markets go up and down, and if you are entering a market on an all-time high, you have always a bigger risk than if you go in it at a normal time. If prices are just they are just steady, they are not so volatile as they were during that 12 to 15 month period in the past, then I think that that's something that you will always keep that in mind from now on. I'm very sure about that, and it will be maybe an expensive lesson, but hey, maybe at a certain moment in time you are able to use that lesson to again make you some more money and to get some extra value in what you are investing or collecting at that moment. So, okay, this brings me back to my previous point. I really think that we have to understand that a market that's going down, a market that's correcting itself, does also offer some opportunities. And I think that's something that if we invested in something and we see the value of our investment going down, it's something that we easily forget. We easily forget that if a market goes down, eventually it will be back going up. If you look at the screen before you, that's also the main reason why I actually took this slide. You can very easily see that every time that the market goes up, it actually declines a little bit, and then eventually you will see normally a retrace again. That's going to happen. So during this time, during a market that is self-regulating itself, that is maybe a little bit crashing, I think you have to ask yourself where you can take benefit from. And you always can take benefit from. Even in this current state of the market, I can even show you two items that I received today in the post. I'm not sure if it will be actually, they are just laying around here, so it's something that came today, something that I bought. So you have here this WotC promo card from 2002, I believe, the Machamp promo card. Yeah, so this one I also bought some amazing rares in PSA 10, which I'm all the time buying at this moment because I really think that they are great value for your money at this moment. you always have to figure out for yourself if you are still willing to put your money inside of the market, and if yes, where you can take benefit from. If you actually made purchases over that last 12 to 15 months and you're deeply in red now, you can ask yourself how you can compensate that. Are there cards at this moment in the market that are undervalued, that are maybe under the radar, or there cards that you always wanted to purchase but that were too expensive during that COVID-19 period, and that maybe now retraced and now are affordable to buy? Maybe you can complete certain master sets because of that. Maybe you have the chance at this moment to purchase some WotC cards that before were just too expensive. I mean, every market that's going down, and really you have to understand that as an investor, as a collector, a market that's going down is not really something that's only bad. I understand that the sentiment is going down. I understand that people trying to get out. I understand that people are maybe even panic selling because maybe they invested money that they cannot lose, which is never a smart thing. The money that you put in a highly volatile investment as a collectible, if it's Pokemon, if it's whatever, if it's Digimon, if it's Magic, if it's whatever, you put your money in, you always have to understand the risks, and you always have to understand that if you want to have the chance to make big profit, you also have to take big risks, and that's with every collectible the same. So yeah, maybe you entered the market on a bad period. It's just also the way how you look at it, because in fact it was a very good period because you could make very fast a lot of money. But also, if you bought everything from your collection during that 12 to 15 month period during the COVID-19 pandemic, then probably at this moment you are in deep red numbers, and you have to wait it out. You have to see where it goes. Or if you are someone that say that, okay, I will cut my losses, I made some profit, now I will sell the rest with maybe a little bit of loss. Okay, it's also something that you can actually do. I'm not someone that is going to tell you that you have to stay inside this hobby, you have to do whatever you like, whatever you find joy of, but I really think that panic selling at this particular moment in time is a little bit a shame, and it's a little bit a waste of money. But again, if it's something that you feel comfortable with, if it's something that you think that you actually have to do, then you can do it. If you want to take profit from the current state of the market, I also think that you can do that. Just be aware. I'm not entirely sure that we've seen the bottom yet. I think that it's also summer period. Summer period always is a little bit, for every hobby, it retraces a little bit. People go on holiday for sure now. People were stuck in them houses for 1 year and a half. They want to go out. It's totally understandable. A lot of people also spend a lot of money on them vacation to be able to go this year. So I think it's something that you have to keep in mind. It's money that is not going to be entering this hobby anytime soon. That can change during the last months of this year. For sure, I think that we are going to see some very interesting periods starting probably in September, going all the way to, for sure, with the holiday period going into January, maybe February. And I think that's a very interesting period, not only with the release of the 25th anniversary set of Pokemon, but also because it will probably highlight what we can expect from the hobby in the months and years to come. We have to also understand that the 25th anniversary from this year is a very important moment in this Pokemon history. A lot of people want to experience that. A lot of people want to be in this hobby at the moment that that happens, but they will probably have a little bit of declined interest after that. And most of the time that declined interest stays until something else big is happening for Pokemon. You saw it with Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go brought a lot of people back inside the hobby. We also have new video games coming up that can make the sentiment go a little bit further, but eventually you will see that it will go a little bit down, and probably you will start to see that sentiment going back up towards the period that we will have the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Again, if something else big is happening in between, I think that sentiment can go back a lot faster, but that's something that we cannot know at this moment in time. Okay, and that brings me to the most important question of this entire video, of course, the main question of this video. What do you have to do in the current state of the market? Do you have to sell everything? Do you have to invest more? What is the best thing to do in a current situation? that we are experiencing at this moment? It's an extremely hard question, and there is not one single answer to be given on that. The problem is that you always have to act according to your own situation. I can give you my opinion about what I will do in that situation, and that's just buying more. I just show you two cards that came today in the mail, and I still have cards laying besides me that I also bought 5-6 days ago or something like that. So I just keep on putting my money in the Pokemon market because I really think that it's nothing really changed. I really think that it's still a very fantastic market to be in. It's a very nice and happy market to be in. I really met a lot of great people because of the hobby, and I'm not going to stop. Of course, I understand that the situation for a lot of people can be totally different. If, let's say, you invested 1,000 euro over the last 12 months in the Pokemon market, and at this moment your 1,000 euro investment is maybe worth 300 to 400 euro, I understand that it hurts. I understand that you have the feeling that you maybe have to sell what you can sell at this moment. Again, I will only give you my personal opinion. I think panic selling is always something that you should not do. But I totally understand that if you really need the money at this moment, even if your 1,000 euro investment on today is only worth 400 euro, if you need the money, you don't have to sit in the market, stay in the market, and maybe experiencing I don't know, costs that you have to pay more because you don't pay the money, or whatever your situation might be that you were in. If you have the feeling that you have to get out, that you have to sell your products or your cards for whatever money you can have for it on today, I think it's something that you have to do. Nobody has to tell you differently. My advice would be, if you don't have to sell at this moment, then don't. I really think that, first of all, we are in the summer period. Because of COVID-19, people were not able to go on a holiday for 1 year and a half or something like that. At this moment, they have that possibility again. So I think for a lot of people goes that they just saved money and that they booked a very nice holiday to again be able to go to a different country and to experience again how a summer actually should be. Of course, all the money that's being spent on holidays is money that will not go in the Pokemon market. It's completely normal. This is not something that's rare. I mean, every year, if you are a collector already in the Pokemon hobby for a lot of years, then I think that it's something that you see almost every year. Last year was an exception because also last summer a lot of things were closed. We were going back inside of the pandemic with new lockdowns occurring. So a lot of people just kept money and invested in the Pokemon market. Also, don't forget that a lot of people got the stimulus check in the United States. You had other financial compensations in different countries that people received because of the fact that they were not able to go to a restaurant for a nice dinner or go on a holiday. They used a lot of that money to just put inside of them hobby. So I think it's normal that that money at this moment is disappeared. This financial compensations in a lot of countries are gone. So I think that, and if people actually had it, then maybe they just use it for them holiday. So I think it's the retrace that we are seeing now is probably not so bad as a lot of people think. And I'm pretty confident that if we are going to move towards the month of September, October, with the release, of course, of the 25th anniversary set, I think that we will see again a pretty nice uptick. It will not be so explosive as it was during COVID-19. It's something that is also not possible. I think that it's some situation that you will not see in any collector's market anymore for the next couple of years, unless again something like COVID-19 happens or COVID-19 comes back with new variants, whatever. I think it's, yeah, it was a normal behavior for the market and for every collector's market. And yeah, I think that's retraced now, that compensated now a little bit. And I'm not entirely sure if we actually already saw the bottom, as I mentioned before. I think we can go a little bit lower for sure on cards that are maybe hyped for a certain amount of time and now see a really big decline in interest. I think with that you are pretty safe with WotC, even though also WotC cards are actually experiencing that retrace. I think you're still pretty safe. The same goes for cards that are really hard to find. I really think that if you are someone that's really collect those type of cards, those type of maybe even sets as a Skyridge or something like that, I think you're still good. And even if those cards or those products retrace, eventually you will start to see them go back up because they are so rare and so high in demand. That you always see again a nice uptick in them. So yeah, I know maybe this is not the answer that a lot of people wanted. I understand that I cannot give you a clear answer on what you have to do in this situation. Hopefully you understand that it's completely up to you and completely up to your situation that you have and that you are experiencing, and just think about it very good and understand that you only lose money the moment that you actually sell. I mean, a lot of people say now that, hey, we made 50% loss on our 1,000 euro investment in Pokemon. Yeah, your investment went down in price, that's true, but you only really lose money the moment that you sell it. As long as you hold on to it and as long as you have the chance, the possibility to again have a little bit of a retrace and again compensate your losses, then you don't lose money. You only lose money the moment that you actually decided to sell. So keep that in mind, and hopefully that can help you with going further inside of this hobby and also in maybe other hobbies that you are in. That being said, we are at the end of this video. I really hope that you found value in my video, and I also hope that I was able to take the panic a little bit away for a lot of people. I understand that a market that's going down is always hard and it's never a nice feeling, but it hurts me a little bit that a lot of people are at this moment very disappointed in Pokemon and in the investments maybe that they made during that last year. I really think that it's nothing that you have to be worried about or that you have to feel guilty about or feel bad about. If you are a collector, market corrections, like this are something that you already saw in the past and you will see them again in the future, but probably between those corrections you will have a new uptick, and it will be leading the way to probably have new all-time highs in the future. So if you are a collector, really just make profit or do your benefit with the current state of the market. You are able to find very nice cards that actually are very sought after, will be probably appreciated in value yet again in the future. Buy them at this moment, complete your collections, complete your master sets, and also gain value with that. So I think, as I mentioned during this video, every market crash or a correction also offers opportunities, and that's exactly the same with this one. So okay, if you found value in my video, if you like my video, I would appreciate it if you would give this a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my channel. I really have a lot of more content on the way for the next couple of days, weeks and months. Again, sorry that I was out for a little bit, but I hope that my videos from now on will show why I made that decision and will offer you even more value than that they did in the past. For now, thank you for watching, and I would love to see you again in my next videos. Thank you. Bye bye.